we should.
We won't waste time searching for things or feeling blue. God has order, let's have order too. So that's just a little humorous song that my mom wrote about cleaning and helping us get excited about cleaning as youngsters. And so she'll explain where that song came from. But that's just stuck with us all these years. So I'll turn it over to Mom to share the topic today.
All right. Well, one area that when you have young children or you're homeschooling or you're busy with toddlers and little ones and have older ones that you're guiding and training, keeping on top of home order is can seem difficult or impossible. But I was going to share some areas. You know, I'm not normally a real organized, orderly person. And so I tend to get into projects and focus on that, and other things can go by the wayside. Maybe you're like that. Or maybe you like to have everything in order but don't know how to train your children with it. So we're going to give you some help today in that area. I remember one day I had 3 little ones in a bathtub, and I noticed the bathroom mirror needed washing, and the little ones were arguing over bath toys. I went into the kitchen, got the things to clean the mirror, and I picked up 3 clean sponges, and I tossed it into the bathtub, and I turned my back, and I was doing the mirror, and I was singing that song, and I turned around, and boy, every one of those kids had their sponge, and they were scrubbing the bathtub walls. And, you know, they learned early that cleaning can be fun. And so that's how we started. We'd sing the song, and we'd get busy, and together as a family clean team. Then I had for a while I had 5 boys in one room, and you know, when you have the toys and the books and the clothes, things can get disorderly very fast. So one day I lined them up at the end of the room, and we were surveying all of the things that needed to be put away. It looked overwhelming, but I asked each of them, if you had 30 seconds, what could you accomplish by tidying up this room? And so they thought about it, and I says, okay, if you have your ideas, who would like to go first? And so one of them raised their hand, and I started the timer, and I says, on your mark, get set, go. And we all watched that one scurry around and pick up things and put them away so fast, and it really made a difference. And I said, who would like to be next? And somebody else wanted to go and do their project. And you know, with 2, 3, or 4 kids, each having 30 seconds, it's amazing how much can get done. And they learned that tidying and cleaning don't have to seem like impossible chores. And you know, this kind of reaped long-term blessings for me, because they liked the idea of blitz cleaning. And in the future, they would tell me, Mom, don't come in the front room. And so I'd be busy doing something else in the house, and then they'd lead me in there with my eyes closed and then say, okay, you can open your eyes. And I'd look, and they'd be so excited to show me all that they had done in the front room to make it tidy and neat. So it bore good, helpful results long-term that I didn't expect. Now, on the second YouTube video, we talked about the before breakfast 5. We called it the Good Morning 5. We also had a after breakfast 5. And one of the things that we had for them for the after breakfast 5 was that each one had a different project to watch, but they were to watch me clean something. It might be the bathroom sink and counter, and their job was just to watch me. And I would have the cleaning supplies in a little plastic basket, and I would explain why I was using those tools and why I did it in a certain order. And you know, by the 3rd day, they would say, Mom, I can do that. I want to do that. And I'd say, well, I'm glad, but I want you to watch again. And boy, they were itching to show that they could be experts on that by the end of the week. So the next week, that was their task to do for the rest of the month. And there was built-in quality control with that, because they had seen what tools to use, what order to do it, so I could expect them to know how to do a good job. Well, after everybody had been trained in the daily type jobs like that, you can have a built-in quality control. Maybe the person that had done the bathroom counters and sink the month before, they could be the one to check up on the new person to make sure that they were carrying on a good quality cleaning. So that kept you from having to run around and checking everything yourself, and you could be alerted if somebody was slacking off of and not doing a good job. So that was helpful. And I'm going to have Christy take a picture of a wall chart that we used a little bit later. You know, I would see things that needed to be done that I had overlooked, and it was tempted to call one of the boys or one of the kids and say, hey, could you come over and do this for me? Well, you know, boys and kids, they can be busy in their studies and in projects, and it's hard just to leap out of it and do something else. So I did this to do and done chart, and it was very helpful because they knew what things they needed to do throughout that day before the end of the day. And when I passed the chart, when all the to-do cards for an individual was down in their done pocket, a smile face showed up. And so if you want some extra help on that, search on Amazon for the Sidetracked Home Executive book. It was developed by two daughters who had a mother that was expert in cleaning, but they were never trained, and that was not their natural skill set, and they floundered in this area until they developed the system. So you can adapt it to your own home and family and children and age of children, but that's an extra tidbit if you'd like. And I want to close with a verse from Proverbs 14:4. This is the King James Version. It says, where no oxen are, the crib, or that's the stall or the barn, is clean, but much increase is by the strength of the ox. And I looked up the Hebrew, and oxen means family in the sense of yoking or taming. But let's apply it to our own home sometime here. And much increase is abundance, excellent, great increase. And strength of the ox is power, substance, and wealth. And we can look at children as, oh my, they make messes. Can't have everything as clean as I'd like and all, and just look at it as a negative. But you know, there's much increase and gain from well-trained children. So I would encourage you, if you struggle in this area, that's something that helps, especially as your children are upper elementary and teens, and that was a big help for me.
Okay, and next time, my mom is going to devote an entire episode to how you mediate conflict among children and siblings. So she had a lot of practice doing that in our family. But the rewards definitely paid off, and we're all friends now. So stay tuned for that. We got a lot of questions from people on that topic in particular, so we decided we'll just do a whole episode on that. So hope you enjoyed this one. Hope it was practical and helpful, and hope you have a great upcoming week, and we'll see you next time.
So long.